Sean Combs, more famously known by the monikers Puff Daddy, P-Diddy, or just Diddy, is a mogul whose name is synonymous with hip-hop excellence and entrepreneurial dominance. From founding Bad Boy Records to launching fashion lines, alcohol brands, and reality shows, his influence stretches across music, business, and pop culture. But while his public persona is that of a self-made billionaire and trendsetter, there exists a murkier, less glamorous side of his journey, one that includes allegations of manipulation, abuse of power, violent incidents, and a reputation tainted by whispers of exploitation. This documentary seeks to peel back the layers of success and uncover the controversies, lawsuits, and accusations that have followed Diddy throughout his decades-long career, providing a closer look at the darkness behind the dazzling empire. Sean Combs' climb to the top began in the streets of Harlem and Mount Vernon, where his upbringing was shaped by the early loss of his father, Melvin Combs, a figure reportedly involved in the drug scene who was murdered when Sean was just 2. That early trauma and exposure to hustle culture seemed to fuel his insatiable drive. As a young intern at Uptown Records, Diddy quickly rose through the ranks, bringing his aggressive marketing instincts to artists like Mary J. and Jodeci. But after being fired in 1993, he founded Bad Boy Records, an independent label that would soon change hip-hop forever. With the notorious B.I.G. as its crown jewel, Bad Boy became a cultural movement. Yet with that meteoric rise came the pressures of success, internal conflicts, and an industry known for swallowing its stars. Diddy's business model, though undeniably effective, would soon come under scrutiny for its cutthroat nature and the cost of its aggressive ambition. As the Bad Boy empire grew, so did its role in the infamous East Coast versus West Coast hip-hop rivalry, with Diddy and Biggie representing the East and Death Row's Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur on the West. What began as competition escalated into deadly animosity. Many argue that media sensationalism played a large role, but behind the scenes, strategic power moves and ego-driven jabs only added fuel to the fire. Diddy, though not overtly provocative, was often accused of promoting the feud indirectly through Bad Boy's branding and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. The tension ultimately led to the murders of both Tupac and Biggie in quick succession, leaving fans devastated and theories swirling. Despite Diddy's repeated denials of any involvement, conspiracy theories linger to this day, and many question whether his thirst for dominance in the industry contributed to an environment where violence became inevitable. Beyond the headlines and platinum records lies a deeper history of discontent among artists signed to Bad Boy Records. Over the years, numerous former Bad Boy artists, including Mace, The Lox, and Mark Curry, have accused Diddy of shady business practices and exploitative contracts. Mace, once one of Diddy's biggest stars, publicly claimed he was paid only $20,000 for his publishing rights and offered $2 million to buy them back, only to be denied. The LOX famously fought to be released from their Bad Boy contract, even launching a Free the Lox campaign that accused Diddy of hoarding profits and stifling creative freedom. These allegations paint a portrait of a mogul more concerned with personal gain than artist development, leading to a trail of careers left in limbo or ruined under the guise of opportunity. For many, the Bad Boy name became synonymous with broken promises and a cautionary tale in the music business. Throughout his career, Diddy has faced a number of violent incidents and legal battles that have chipped away at his carefully curated public image. One of the most infamous events occurred in 1999 when a nightclub shooting left 3 people injured. Diddy, along with then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shyne, was arrested after a high-speed getaway attempt. While Diddy was acquitted, Shyne was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and many in the hip-hop community questioned Diddy's integrity for distancing himself from the young rapper. This pattern, being surrounded by violence, yet escaping personal accountability, repeats across various incidents, including assault claims from staff, altercations involving bodyguards, and repeated run-ins with the law. The perception that Diddy exists within a protective bubble of wealth and influence, while those around him face the consequences, has only intensified over time. In 2023, Diddy's carefully maintained image took another hit when singer Cassie Ventura, his former partner of over a decade, filed a shocking lawsuit accusing him of abuse, coercion, and violence throughout their relationship. Cassie alleged that Diddy exerted control over her career and personal life, forcing her into disturbing situations and using his power to silence her. Though the lawsuit was settled within 24 hours, the disturbing details triggered a tidal wave of commentary and speculation. For many, this was not just an isolated incident, but the culmination of a pattern of alleged control and manipulation that extended far beyond Cassie. The fact that the case was settled so quickly led some to believe that Diddy wished to avoid public scrutiny rather than face the accusations head-on, and it reignited public discussion about his conduct behind closed doors. Diddy's ability to shape his public narrative is unmatched. From flashy music videos to business ventures and televised appearances, he's always remained at the forefront of branding. The shiny suit era, marked by over-the-top fashion and club anthems, wasn't just about style, it was a calculated image play. But behind the glitter, there were darker implications of how he controlled the direction of his artists and labels. Several insiders have claimed that Diddy pressured them into particular images, sounds, and marketing strategies that didn't align with their true selves. Artists who resisted were shelved or lost favor. This manipulation extended to the press as well, with Diddy allegedly using media relationships and influence to suppress negative stories. In the end, this polished exterior may have helped him avoid serious scrutiny for decades, but it also built a fragile facade that's begun to crack. In 2018, Kim Porter, mother of 3 of Diddy's children, died unexpectedly of pneumonia at age 47. Though the death was ruled natural, speculation and unease surrounded the circumstances. Porter had long been a quiet, yet central figure in Diddy's life, and in past interviews, she had alluded to the emotional strain and secrecy involved in their relationship. Her death and Diddy's emotional public mourning raised more questions than answers. Some conspiracy theories, though unproven, claimed there was more to the story than met the eye, especially given Diddy's history of controlling the narrative and silencing dissent. While no foul play has been confirmed, the loss added a deeply somber layer to the mogul's already complicated legacy. Today, Sean Combs remains a titan in entertainment, boasting an empire that spans music, liquor, television, fashion, and more. Yet for all the accolades and achievements, his legacy is increasingly viewed through a lens of contradiction. On one hand, he opened doors for countless Black creatives, set new standards for entrepreneurship, and redefined what a hip-hop mogul could be. On the other, stories of betrayal, greed, and psychological manipulation cast long shadows over his triumphs. The question now isn't whether Diddy made history, but whether history will view him as a hero, a villain, or something far more complex. The story of Sean "Diddy" Combs is far from over. As lawsuits emerge, former allies speak out, and public opinion continues to shift, the myth of the invincible mogul is being reevaluated. Behind the music and the millions lies a man whose past is catching up with him. Whether this marks the unraveling of a legend or just another chapter in a career defined by reinvention remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the dark side of Diddy can no longer be ignored.